right, what's good, everyone? Welcome to another edition of Live Watch Sports Media. This is your Motivational Monday edition, and I want to talk about something that's pretty. Um, I guess sometimes we look at things dealing with Caitlin Clark and her extraordinary gifts that she has. We don't take what her IQ is very seriously. We just look at the basketball acumen standpoint, but the way she thinks the game, the way she sees the game, the way she understands the game is above a whole nother level than the majority of people are in the WNBA. Now, we have seen her last year, when she first came into the league, Christy Sides couldn't understand, how Caitlin Clark was. And then in the second half of the season, things fall in line. Same thing, Stephanie White. She gets Caitlin Clark, get the coach Caitlin Clark, and she has been watching Caitlin Clark for a whole number of years. She has schemed against her, played defense against her, whatever the case might be. But if you go back to the All Star game last year, when Caitlin Clark first was able to, she was named a starter, and you got to see her kind of like directing, especially the veterans like DeWanda Bonner, Jarquell Jones, Anika Umake, all of them was playing with her, and they got to listen to her because she understands the game. She sees things on the court that most people don't. You can look back at Kobe Bryant, you can look back at Michael Jordan, you can look at LeBron James. You know what I'm saying? They see the games in a whole different spectrum. Even you can put Steph Curry up there. They see the game in a whole different spectrum. Now, this year, Caitlin Clark was injured. She was out 19 days. She missed at least 4 to 5 games. And guess what? She was able to be on the sideline and she was able to see things differently through a coach's lens. But the thing about it is, she has gained her teammates' respect because there is no shadow of doubt that she is the leader of this team. She is the person that is going to direct this team to success. When she fails, the team fails. That's just simple as that. As she goes, the team goes. But we all know what Caitlin Clark stands for. And last year we talked about what Sarah Lewis was talking about. Oh, Kelsey Mitchell and Leah Boston leaders of this team. No, they are part of this team. Yeah, they're leaders, but they don't lead this team. Because if that's the case, Caitlin Clark would have never got drafted to the Indiana Fever. That's just plain and simple. But now we look at it this year, and the New York Liberty game was a prime example of how important Caitlin Clark really is to this team and to this league. She got to be in the huddle. She was on the sideline with this team. You got to see Stephanie White coach. You got to see Stephanie White didn't run the huddles as much. And you got to see Caitlin Clark was in the huddle, directing the team, showing everybody. Now, I'm going to play a clip of Caitlin Clark, what she said prior to this game, of what she had learned being on the sideline.
I was on our offense and basically just charting. Steph wants to know when we have 3 empty possessions in a row, that's kind of when it becomes a point of concern for us, whether that's turnovers, whether that's bad shots, whether that's missed shots, whatever it is where we're not executing. So that's basically what I was tracking the most while I was on the bench. And I think
That was mostly what she was tracking most where she was on the bench. There was one time that she showed Sophie Cunningham that the team had 3 empty possessions. And that's where you have, and granted, like I have said before, this team is going to have a rough patch. And this is what we should have expected in the beginning. This team was going to struggle some, but because all the new pieces, but eventually they are going to be on a one accord. They are going to be in sync with each other. Success does not happen overnight. Success does not happen instantly because the expectations that we expected from this team and the coaching staff, it doesn't work that way. And that's why I always preach relax, patience, because they will get it together. Things ain't gonna go the way that we expect it to go, but we not into the team locker room. We not on the coaching staff. We not in the huddles. But seeing it through Caitlin Clark eyes, we get to understand it a little bit better. And this was a prime example of it on Saturday. I'm gonna play it again. If you paid attention to this clip, because I'm gonna do it one more time, you see Breonna Turner standing there nodding her head, even though she don't get no playing time, but she understands. Look at the coaching staff nodding their head. Leah Boston nodding her head. Damaris Johnson nodding her head. Lexi Hall nodding her head. Sophie Cunningham nodding her head. That's leadership. And guess what Candace Parker said? What Candace Parker said this year? What Candace Parker said in the video that I dropped earlier in the last few days? She wants to see Caitlin Clark take the next step of being a leader. That's what Stephanie White said in the offseason. She wants to see Caitlin Clark take the next step of being a leader, a vocal leader. That's what you have to do. And sometimes you're going to rub your teammates the wrong way, but guess what? They're going to respect you because you know why? You go out there and perform. You don't take no days off. You go out there and put your best game. Even when you're struggling, you try to put your best game out there. You encourage your teammates. You show your teammates. Yeah, she got frustrated with Natasha Howard in the game, but that's all the great ones do it. Jordan did it. LeBron did it. Kobe does it. Steph Curry does it. You can't control somebody's body language because they want to win badly. That's what great leaders do. Now, listen to what she had to. I'm gonna play this clip one more time so y'all can see it. Then I'm gonna go into the next clip what she said after the game. Man, that right there just put him. It just showed you how great she is. You don't. Any superstar on a team doesn't really get that much respect. They listen, but to be locked in, I mean, literally locked in, and just like into that. That just shows the respect and the level her teammates and the confidence that her teammates have in her. I said it before. She's different. She's built different. She's extremely different from any superstar in this league. Now listen to what she said after the game.
Um, I thought that's kind of what they gave up tonight is they were going to let us shoot threes because when we came off the ball screen, they weren't giving up the pocket as much. And I think that's where a few of my turnovers came as I was used to AB being open directly in the pocket. It was, maybe we could get it to AB, but then it was the spray on the weak side. Lexi had a couple, Kels had a couple on the weak side. Once we really figured that out, is that they were rotating to AB. They didn't want AB to have it in the middle of the paint. Granted, I think AB had 30 versus him last time, so they decided, we weren't going to give that up. We're going to give up the threes on the weak side, and we made 17 of them. So I think we really took advantage of, what they were giving us, and that's what you have to do when you play really good teams.
Wow. See, understanding the game, understanding how New York was playing them differently this time around than versus. And that's what I said this. AB commands so much when she's in the paint, the team's gonna gravitate towards her. So guess what you have to do? You have to knock down open shots. And Caitlin Clark led that charge when she hit three threes in 38 seconds. They was down 21 to what about 15 or so, and she hit three threes to tie it up before the half. That's what you have to do. I mean, the first quarter. That's what you have to do. You know what I'm saying? That's what you have to do to understand the game. And she did it. She did it in a fashion that we didn't really expect it because you don't understand the level of playing the game and being on the sideline. And being her being on the sideline was probably the most important part of everything because she was able to understand the game from a whole different light. So I Appreciate that. I appreciate that. Understand that from her standpoint. So now you could just call her Coach Caitlin. That's it. Coach Caitlin understands it from both spectrums because now she's been on the sideline. Now she could see it from where her coaches was able to look at it. Her coaches was able to set her there so she could see the game from a different perspective. She was writing down notes. She was in the huddle. She was screaming at the referee. She was doing everything, but knowing that how much she wants to play. And then now she take that lesson what she learned being on the sideline and apply it into the game. And that's why everybody has to flow together. You can't have these breakdowns. You can't have these one-on-ones trying to get your paint, because even though Natasha Howard did get that ball down low, if she had kicked it back out to reset, it would have been a little bit easier for her because Brianna Stewart was spying her at that time. So, but nevertheless, it's a lesson learned, and I think this team is going to get better now that hopefully we don't have no more injuries. Hopefully the Wanda Bonner comes back and everything like that. But just understand the level of IQ that Caitlin Clark has. That's what it's all about. So let me know what you think about this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Until the next episode. This is your Monday motivation. And if you know what it is, because if you don't know, now you know.
Hey, so amazing. You see how they playing? Live wire. It's all about sports and entertainment. You don't want to miss it. So official, like you never seen. Keep it going till the whistle blowing from the referee. Everything from highlights and stats. You know that we gotta run it back, whether on the field or the court.